Hi, this is a lesson in Microsoft Word formatting. Please open in your Google Classroom the link to Belling the Cap, which is a Aesop's Fable. You could use any plain text document, but seeing how I thought this might be something you'd like to learn about, Aesop is a famous Greek writer from 600 BC, and his stories are wonderful. We want to just select the text, so I'm going to go from clicking here, Belling the Cat. Okay, and I select by dragging the mouse down. I want to just select the text. If I go too far, I might end up selecting a whole table. And see how this is selected here? That means I selected the whole table, and that's going to cause me some trouble. So I can hold Shift, I hope, and go up with the up arrow, and now I've just selected the text. So using Shift with your arrow keys is one way to select text from one point to another point. Okay, I'm going to use keyboard shortcut to copy, Control C, or you can right mouse click and copy. I need to go to Microsoft Word. Hopefully you have it pinned to the desktop. Whenever I paste into Microsoft Word, I'm going to use a new document. I always hit enter once. I do that in case for some reason I can't get above the image. So by always remembering to hit enter once, it makes it a lot easier for me to work with whatever I've put in the document. I have the show hide symbol selected, so it's toggled on, and that shows me the non-printing characters. This is the paragraph symbol. So I'm going to paste in the text, and there's many ways you can do it. For this example, I'm going to right mouse, and I'm going to go to paste options. And right here, there's three choices. Keep the source formatting, which has the images, and I don't want that. Merge the formatting, which might work, or keep the text only. And since that's what I want is keep the text only, there I go. So now I have only the text. And I did end up with that side paragraph, but since it's only text, we're all right. Notice over here, this is the paste options dialog box, for any better term. And I can do the same three choices here of how I want to do it. I just still want the text. Okay, I'd like to save this as junk. So File, Save As, and go to a folder that you know. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And I'm going to call it Junk Belling the Cat. I call anything I'm practicing junk. That way I know that when I clean out my files at the end of the semester, I don't need to keep this file. It was just for practice. Okay. So the next thing we wanted to do was talk about mouse events. Well, I'm using the scroll bar right now. This is the vertical scroll bar, and I'm scrolling up. And now I'm at the top of the document. The blinking bar is my insertion point. To go to the end of the document, I could scroll and then click like you just saw me, or you can use the keyboard shortcut, Control End. Gets you to the bottom, while Control Home gets you to the top. I don't like that there's double paragraph symbols here. It shows to me that they didn't quite know how to format spacing between paragraphs, or they were using an inferior program to Microsoft Office. What I'm going to do is replace every paragraph symbol, every two paragraph symbol with a single one. So you use the Home tab on the ribbon, and you go to Replace. I can't see anything that's how to type a paragraph symbol, so I go to More, and I still don't see anything here, though I do see I can match just the case, uppercase or lowercase, or find whole words only, which is very important when you're looking for single words. You could use wildcard, sounds like find all words forms. So there's a lot of options here. I'm going to go to Special because I'm looking for paragraph symbols or marks, and it's the top one. And I see that it's a caret, P, which is Shift 6, and I wanted to find two of them, so I'm manually typing that in. And I'm going to replace it with 1. So I have what I want to find, replacing it with a single one, and I hit Replace All. I say OK, and then I do it a second time. And if there's still replacements being done, I go back and do it a third time until there's no more replacements. And this seems like I might have to do it again. Am I done yet? Oh my goodness, must have a lot of enters somewhere. replace all. And like I said, I normally would go to 0. I didn't check that why it's not going to 0 right away, but that's normally what I would do. So I'll try once more. Yeah, it's going to drive me crazy. So I'm going to stop with that. Another thing I'd like to show you while we're in the Find Replace dialog box is I can do some tricks here. Like I see here the word cat. And since that's an important word, I'm going to take the word cat. And every time there's the word cat in the document, I want it to be the same word cat, but I want it to be bold and underlined. So I'm going to type in cat. I can match case or not. I'm not going to match case here, so it gets all the words cat. And I want it formatted. So make sure your insertion points and replace with. Go to format, go to font. I'm looking at font styles, and we wanted it bold, and I wanted it underlined, and I can choose a different underline style. Make it a little scary with this squiggle. And I need an underline color, so I'm going to choose black. And if I really wanted it to stand out, I could make it a different color like red, or maybe a gray or purple or dark blue. I think I'll go with navy. Makes it a little fun. All right, so here's my font names, my font styles. My font size is measured in points, 72 points per inch. My font color, my underline styles, my effects, and I say okay. And you can see that the choices I made for formatting show up right here. What am I going to change it to? So now I'm all set. If I needed to put no formatting because I wanted to declare it, I could choose no formatting. And I want to replace all. Oh, wait. I have to be careful. If I do replace all, if there was a word like category or catastrophe, that would be a problem. It would replace the word cat there. So I want to make sure I only find the whole words. Whole words only. Very important. So now I can do replace all. And again, I check twice. Oh, it must just repeating what it did. So there it is. Cat, 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 cat. And it replaced them all so that they stand out in the story. There's also find if you just want to find something. And you can find all the words and use a highlight all. And there it is. Reading highlight. I can find in. You can also use a go-to line, paragraph, bookmark. So you can put bookmarks in your documents and a lot of other things that we don't normally get to use. I'm going to close that out. And since it's a little annoying to have the yellow highlight, I'm going to do Control Z, which undoes the yellow highlight. That's the undo, undoes the last action. And if I Control Z too many times, oh, I lost my nice decorations for the word cat. I want it back, so I do undo of the undo, which they call redo, and that's a control and the letter Y. I could also use the commands here, the shortcuts here on my quick access toolbar. This is my quick access toolbar, and I have undo and redo right here. And you can undo going back. As you can see, I have a list of all these actions I could go back for. I don't want to at this point in time, and you can customize it with the More button. So I cleaned up the extra paragraphs, and what I'd like to do now is work on spacing within the paragraph, and that's called line spacing. So if I click in a paragraph, then it's going to do whatever the formatting is for the line spacing to the whole paragraph. And right here, you can see there's line spacing. I can go to 3. Let me say, first, this is double spacing. Double spacing means there's a blank line between each line. Single spacing means each line is right next to each other. To make it easier to read, Microsoft Office comes by default with 1 1500ths line spacing. There's 1.5, which I like to use. I find that easier to read, and it gives me enough spacing. There's double spacing, and then there's also, you could choose these other options. Time to stop for now, and we'll come back later.